Hey, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry you couldn't come tonight. Honestly, the reunion felt kind of off without you there. People kept asking about you. Even Mrs. Keene said it didn't feel complete without you lighting up the room like you used to. Were you okay? What happened? That's nice of you to say. I actually hurt my foot a couple days ago. Slipped on the stairs like an idiot. It's not too bad, but walking around all night didn't sound great. I figured it was better to sit it out. I'm still kind of disappointed I missed everyone. Yeah, I get that. It was surprisingly fun. And a little unexpected, too. What does that mean? So, after things wrapped up, I ended up bumping into Marcus in the hotel lobby. He said he didn't want to drive back that late, so he booked a room. We talked for a while. It wasn't planned or anything, but it just sort of happened. The chemistry was intense. And, well, I stayed. I'm still here, actually. He's in the shower. You're serious? I didn't plan it, Lena, but the way he looked at me tonight, it felt different. And I thought you should know before someone else mentioned it. That's thoughtful of you, though I've got to admit I didn't expect this from you. Look, I didn't do this to hurt you, but come on. How serious were you two, really? You never even talked about him that much. Half the time I wasn't even sure you were still seeing each other. We were figuring some things out. Not everything has to be broadcast. I just meant you didn't seem like you really clicked. Not the way we did tonight. He needs someone who keeps up with him. Someone who pushes back, not tiptoes around everything. And you think that's you? I know it is. I didn't hesitate. You did. That makes all the difference. I mean, come on, you saw it too, right? The way he dresses, the way he talks, that name. You can tell he comes from serious money. You really thought I wasn't going to notice that? So that's what this was about for you. No chemistry, no feelings, just leverage. Don't look so shocked. I'm not the only one who's tired of living like I'm stuck in someone else's leftovers. I've spent my whole life clawing just to stay one step ahead of broke. Guys like Marcus, they change that, if you're smart. That's what you call this? Being smart? Going behind my back, sleeping with someone you knew I was seeing just because you liked his credit limit? You act like I stole your husband. From where I'm sitting, it looks like things were already slipping between you two. You barely mentioned him. Half the time I wondered if you were even into it. I didn't realize I needed to perform my relationship for your benefit. You know I don't air things out like that. Whatever, I just think you need to stop acting like this is some huge betrayal. I didn't do anything you wouldn't have done if the shoe were on the other foot. That's where you're wrong. You think this was some kind of race to the finish line, like the one who gets the guy wins? But you never stopped to ask what kind of prize you were actually chasing. Okay, now you're just being bitter. Look, I get it. You're embarrassed. You thought you had something real, and it turned out someone else wanted him more. But don't try to rewrite it now like you're above it all. I'm not rewriting anything. I'm just telling you this isn't going to end the way you think. And when it doesn't, I want you to remember I tried to say something. What's that supposed to mean? You'll see. We need to talk.
Wow, didn't expect to see your name pop up again. Thought we'd closed the book on that whole thing.
Ava messaged me. She told me you spent the night together after the reunion?
Yeah, she might have mentioned that. Look, I wasn't trying to start drama, it just kinda happened. You know how nights like that go. Familiar faces, some drinks, people catch feelings.
She thinks you're serious about her. She's already talking like the two of you are some perfect match made at a 5-star hotel.
She's enthusiastic. That's not a crime. I never promised her anything. I didn't even chase her, Lena. She came to me.
And you just let it happen. Didn't bother to stop her, didn't bother to explain the part where this is all smoke and mirrors.
You're coming in hot for someone who ended things, don't you think? You walked away. Now you're mad someone else stepped in?
Don't twist this around. I walked away for a reason, and you know damn well what that reason was. You left out things, important things she clearly doesn't know either.
Look, whatever's between me and Ava is separate from whatever happened with us. Don't act like I'm some villain just because we didn't work out.
This isn't about not working out. This is about you pretending to be something you're not. With me, with her, with whoever's next.
All right, now you're just moralizing. You think I'm the only guy who's a little complicated? Nobody's perfect, Lena, least of all you.
The difference is I'm not trying to con anyone into loving me. Ava thinks you're the answer to every problem she's ever had. You're letting her believe that just like you let me.
If she wants to believe the fantasy, that's on her. I never asked her to worship me.
But you won't stop either, because it benefits you, because it buys you time. Because you're still the same manipulative parasite I walked away from.
Damn, you been rehearsing that one?
You think this is a joke? You think you're still in control? But here's what's going to happen. Either you tell her the truth, or I will.
And what truth is that exactly? Come on, Lena, say it.
You know what it is. You've known since the beginning. I gave you the chance to be decent. You failed.
Look, I'll handle it. Eventually, when things settle. No need to nuke everything overnight.
She deserves to know who she's letting into her life. And you're out of time. I should probably feel bad about this, but I don't. Not even a little. I mean, come on, you left the door wide open. I didn't steal Marcus, Lena. You just dropped him and expected no one else to notice what a catch he was. And now, he's mine. I've got his attention, his time, his hands all over me. And you've got a swollen foot and a front row seat. Honestly, if I were you, I'd be miserable. You're assuming I'm watching from the sidelines. I'm not. I stepped off the field entirely. And if you think you've won something, Ava, then I suggest you hold on to it tight, because you have no idea what you're really carrying. Oh, please, don't act like you gave him up. He lost interest in you the second I showed him what confidence looks like. You weren't strong enough to keep him. Now that he's with someone who actually knows how to keep his attention, you're panicking. That's what all this vague little "you'll see" nonsense is. Panic. No, Ava, panic is what comes later. Right now, you're just walking straight into it with your eyes wide shut. Let me guess, you've been waiting by your phone for an update, so here it is. He got me earrings. Not just any earrings, gold, delicate, custom design. I mentioned them once, weeks ago, in a throwaway comment, and he remembered. Do you have any idea what it feels like to be seen like that? To have someone actually notice the small things without being told twice? Of course you don't. That's why you lost him. It's impressive, the way he performs affection. Little gestures, perfectly timed surprises. He's practiced. But remembering what you like isn't the same as caring about who you are. One scratches the surface, the other requires something real. And I'm telling you now, what you're seeing isn't real. You sound ridiculous. He bought me jewelry, not a coffin. I'm sorry you didn't get the deluxe version, but that's not my fault. I'm not the one who bored him into looking elsewhere. Maybe if you hadn't been so busy playing the quiet, mysterious act, he wouldn't have gotten tired of you. He didn't get tired, he just got caught. And you're the next willing distraction. We went shopping today, not just regular shopping. I am talking exclusive, no price tags kind of shopping. He took me to this boutique and said, pick anything. I told him I couldn't afford to even touch most of it, and he just laughed and said, that's not your problem anymore. I've never felt more taken care of in my life. And I've got to say, you must really hate picturing that. No, I don't hate it. I just know what it means. Guys like Marcus don't give generously. They invest, and not in people, in reactions. The coat, the boutique, the charm, it's all part of the illusion. He builds a fantasy around you until you forget to check where the exits are. Oh, here we go again, the tortured warning act. It's getting old. Maybe he just likes giving me nice things because I make him feel alive, not like a fixer-upper project. I make him laugh, Lena. I make him light up. You don't know what it's like because you've never actually had it. You just thought you did. Maybe. Or maybe I just recognized what he was lighting up with wasn't fire. It was a fuse. You know, it's actually kind of satisfying watching you squirm in this passive little way. You won't come right out and admit how much this is eating at you, but I can feel it. Every time I text you about some gift or how good he looks holding my hand, I know you're sitting there telling yourself you're above it, but you're not. You're just bitter. You thought you had him, and now I do. All of him. You think this is about me being bitter? Ava, I'm not jealous. I'm not stewing. I'm watching a train speed toward a broken bridge, and the person in the first car is smiling like she's on vacation. You're not making me jealous. You're making me tired. Tired of warning someone who's already decided she'd rather crash than believe she's being lied to. That's rich coming from you. You didn't walk away because you saw the truth. You walked away because he stopped pretending. You couldn't hold on to him, and now you're trying to claw back some dignity by acting like you know something I don't. You're right. I do know something you don't. And when you finally see it for yourself, I won't be around to say, I told you so. You'll already know. I wasn't going to message you again. Figured you'd block me eventually. But honestly, I just couldn't keep this to myself. Marcus surprised me last night with this private wine tasting at this little vineyard outside the city. Private dinner, candles, a string quartet, and the whole thing felt like it was scripted out of a dream. And I just kept thinking, damn, Lena really let this go? Like, you had him and somehow you dropped him? I mean, I get it now. You didn't know what to do with someone like him. He does know how to set a scene, I'll give him that. Always did have a talent for dramatic gestures. Wow, that's all you have to say? He sets a scene? No tears? No outrage? You do realize you lost your boyfriend, right? To me. I didn't steal him. You left the door wide open, and I walked right in. You're really just gonna sit there acting like none of this matters to you? What matters to me is what's true. And if you think you took something from me, Ava, you might want to wait a little longer before you start celebrating. Because you don't actually know what you've got yet. There it is, the cryptic stuff again. You've been doing this for weeks now. The quiet superiority, the ominous little hints, and I'm sick of it. You obviously think you're sitting on some bombshell that's going to wreck me, so stop dragging it out. Just say it already. All right. He's married. Excuse me? Marcus, he has a wife, not a girlfriend, not a complicated ex. A wife. They've been married for years. You're not his new beginning, you're his newest distraction. No, that's not true. He would have told me. He talks about his future all the time, about starting over, about building something real. He's not some lying, two-faced. He didn't tell me either, Ava. I found out by accident. And when I asked him about it, he didn't deny it. He just deflected like it was no big deal. That's how I learned how well he plays this game. Then why didn't you say anything sooner? You let me walk right into this. You let me fall for him knowing he was someone else's husband. Would you have listened? You called me jealous, bitter, insecure. Every time I tried to say something that didn't fit your fantasy, you mocked me. I figured you needed to see it for yourself, and now you have. Even if everything you're saying is true, and I'm not saying it is, that doesn't erase what he and I have. Maybe you were just someone he passed the time with. Maybe what we have is what finally changed him. People evolve. Maybe I'm the one who made him stop running. You think I didn't tell myself the same thing? That maybe I was the reason he'd finally walk away from it all? For a while, I believed it. I held on to the hope that I was special enough to be worth the truth. But the truth is, Marcus doesn't change. He adapts. He becomes what you need until he's gotten what he wants. Then he disappears. And he leaves you standing there wondering if any of it was ever real. I don't believe that. I won't. He looks at me like I'm the only thing keeping him from falling apart. I've seen the way his eyes change when we're alone. He trusts me. He opens up. You can't fake what he shows me. Yes, he can. He's had a lot of practice. He did it with me. He's done it with others. And the longer you convince yourself you're the exception, the harder the fall is going to be when you realize you're not. You keep acting like you know everything, like you've got him figured out and I'm just the next fool in line. But if you're right, why are you even talking to me? Why aren't you just letting me figure it out the hard way? Because even if you've been awful, even if you've gone out of your way to hurt me, I still wouldn't wish him on anyone. Not even you. You don't get to decide what he is to me. I'm not deciding anything. I'm just showing you the cliff you're sprinting toward. Whether you stop or not, that's entirely on you. Something's wrong. I haven't heard from him in days. No texts, no calls, nothing. I thought maybe he was just overwhelmed or needed space, but now I'm getting flagged transactions on my card, thousands of yen gone. I gave him access. He said it was just for emergencies. He said he'd never use it without asking. Lena, where the hell is he? Wait, you gave him your card? Are you kidding me? Ava, what were you thinking? Did you seriously give him access to your money? I didn't think he'd take it. He said he needed it for work stuff, something about closing out an old account. I thought it was temporary. He looked me in the eye when he said he'd pay it back. Oh my God. Well, he's gone. That's what he does. He drains you dry, waits until there's nothing left, and then disappears like none of it ever happened. No explanation, no apology, just a ghost in a suit and a mess in your name. No. He wouldn't. Not like this. He cried in front of me. He told me I made him feel safe. He said he wanted to build something with me. You don't fake that. You don't cry your way through that. Yes, you do, when it works. That man could cry on command and break your heart with a hug. I fell for it too. I gave him pieces of myself I didn't even know I was offered. And when I finally pulled away, he was already looking for someone else to bleed dry. He cleaned out my savings, all of it. The rent money's gone. The boutique coat, gone. He must have taken it when I was in the shower. You gave him everything, and he took it like it was owed. You wanted him so badly, Ava. Now you've got nothing but the aftermath. Marcus disappeared 3 days after Ava's bank froze her account. No goodbye, no note, just vanished. Turns out the coat he bought her was charged to a card flagged for fraud weeks earlier. By the time she realized her rent money was gone, he'd already opened 2 credit lines in her name. She went to the police, but with no formal agreement, no proof of coercion, it's a civil matter. His wife filed for divorce after a private investigator handed her enough photos to crush whatever illusions she had left. And his family? They won't even speak his name now. He drained their business accounts and left a legal disaster in his wake. They're still trying to recover what he siphoned off. As for Ava, she left the city. She said she needed a fresh start somewhere quieter. She never apologized, not that I expected her to. Some people don't say sorry until they've lost something they actually valued. Me? I'm fine. I walk with a limp now when it rains, but that passes. The kind of limp Ava has, the kind that follows you into every room, that one sticks. Some lessons don't heal clean. You know, I was wondering if you were still alive, considering how you've always been a bit thick-skinned. So how have things been going for you, Sally?
Oh, it's you. I see you're still up to your usual tricks.
Well, I've been living on my own for the past 8 years, ever since I left home, in a way that's, well, let's just say it's not exactly the most luxurious life.
Is that so? You seem to be enjoying yourself, though, from the way you talk down to me.
I'm not poor, you know. And by the way, I figured out where you're living now.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you'd become so observant.
You were seen leaving your apartment with some man. It was such a surprise.
When was this?
About 2 months ago, I think.
What? Well, I guess I'll have to start looking for a new place then.
Oh, I see. But I bet you don't have the money to just up and move like that, do you?
Actually, I do. I've been saving up for just such a situation. You might be surprised, but I've planned ahead.
Well, of course you would. But honestly, I'm not interested in your little plans. Let's just get to the point, shall we?
Fine. You seem to think I'm the same as before, but things have changed. I'm not the same girl who left home all those years ago. I'm not the one who was left behind to deal with all the drama.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I mean. Ever since I was little, everything was always about you. Mom and Dad always favored you. You were always the pretty one, the one who could have anything, and I was just left in your shadow.
Oh, come on. You've always had things easy. It's not like you were neglected.
No, I wasn't neglected, but I wasn't treated the same either. You were always the one who got everything, and when you didn't get something, you took it from me. I had to work hard for everything. I could barely finish high school without the help of one of my uncles.
Oh, so now you're blaming me for everything?
Of course I blame you. You were always the one who got the attention, and that's why I left. The moment I graduated from high school, I couldn't stand living under the same roof as you and Mom and Dad anymore.
Oh, so that's it, huh? You couldn't handle the fact that I was loved more than you, so you ran away.
Exactly. I didn't want to live in a place where everything was about you. I wanted to live for myself. And now I've built a life for myself, one that doesn't depend on anyone else. So what now? Why are you wanting to talk to me again?
Well, the real reason I'm contacting you today isn't about us. It's about Kevin.
What? Kevin? What does he have to do with this?
I see. You don't know yet, do you? Kevin, the one you know so well, he's mine now.
What are you talking about? You didn't take him from me.
Oh, but I did. He's with me now, and as far as I'm concerned, he's mine.
No way.
Oh, yes, it's true. You had your chance, but now he's with me, so you can move out of your place and go wherever you want for all I care.
You are unbelievable. You took him from me, and now you think I'm just supposed to let you have everything?
Well, it doesn't really matter now. What's done is done. I'm going to enjoy my time with him. And you can go back to your miserable life just like before.
That's not fair. You always think you can just take whatever you want, and now you've gone too far.
Oh, please. I'm not the one who was always handed everything on a silver platter, am I? You never even appreciated what you had.
You're wrong. You think you're better than me, but you don't understand what it's like to lose everything.
Well, maybe you'll understand soon. As for me, I am happy with how things turned out. So good luck with your next move.
You know what? I'll make sure you regret this.
Don't bother. You've already lost. Hey, long time no see.
Oh, wow. What's going on?
Oh, it's nothing much. Just wanted to talk about something.
Is that so? What is it?
I have a wonderful announcement.
Another one of your wonderful announcements, huh? The last few were not so great, to be honest.
Oh, don't be like that. This one's really good news.
Right. Okay, well, what's the news?
I am pregnant with Kevin's child.
Wait, what? You're pregnant with Kevin's baby?
Well, yes. Surprised?
Of course I'm surprised. This is a lot to take in.
It's true. We've been together for a while, and now we're expecting. It's all happening so fast, but I couldn't be happier.
I don't know what to say. Wait, so you've already gotten married?
Yeah, we got married not long ago. It was right after Kevin's family went through a rough time, so we waited for the mourning period to pass, and then we got things sorted. I'm actually in my 3rd trimester now.
3rd trimester? That's so soon.
I know, right? It's all been a whirlwind, but I'm really happy about it. Kevin is going to be such a great dad. I know it.
I see. I guess you're really excited, huh?
Of course, I'm thrilled. But you look like you have a lot to say.
It's just, I never thought I'd see the day where you'd be the one having a baby with Kevin.
Well, I did, didn't I? It's not like I'm going to let a high-spec, handsome guy like Kevin slip through my fingers.
Oh, you think he's that great?
Well, yeah, I mean, have you seen him? He's perfect. Smart, successful, and good-looking. Who wouldn't want someone like that?
Maybe. But you're acting like he's some kind of top-tier prize. He's a good guy, but there's more to it than just his looks and status.
Oh, so now you're going to downplay him?
I'm not downplaying him, but you have to admit there's a lot more to a person than just their outward appearance or job, don't you think?
Well, whatever. Anyway, I'm happy with my choice. But you do know that Kevin has been doing really well for himself. He's been making a lot of money with his app development business.
Wait, hold on a second. What are you talking about? Kevin has been making money with apps?
Yeah, he's been doing great. He's earned a good amount. In fact, he's making about $180,000 a year now.
180,000? Where did that number come from? I thought Kevin himself told me he only made about 1,500.
Oh, no. He was talking about his monthly income. If you multiply that by 12 months, that's where the 180,000 comes from.
Correct. And if you multiply that by 12 months, you only end up with 18,000, not 180,000.
Wait, hold on.
So you're telling me that his yearly income is only $18,000? Yeah, exactly. That's right. But he told me he was making $180,000 a year. Well, then maybe you misheard or misread what he told you. That can't be right. He's been working on smartphone apps and making a lot of progress. I mean, he's not doing bad at all. But that's strange. Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure. Kevin has been making some decent money. Well, then I guess there's a little misunderstanding about his income. So you're really telling me his total annual earnings are around $180,000, right? Well, yes, that's the truth. Well, you might want to check with him again on that because I'm pretty sure he only makes $1,500 a year. Wait a second, didn't he live in a high-rise apartment building? I've seen him in that kind of place before. Oh, that? Well, he didn't live there. I was actually the one renting that apartment. You know, the place where you saw us together. Yeah, I was the one paying for it. Wait, so you were paying for that apartment? Yes, that's right. He was living with his family at the time. He didn't live in that apartment. I just let him stay there because I could afford it. Wow, that's surprising. You've really been keeping a lot from me. Well, you know how it is. Kevin didn't want to let everyone know the real situation, but yeah, I've been the one covering the expenses for that apartment. That's just so confusing. So you're telling me that he's not actually making the money he claims to? Well, yeah, he's got some debts, too. When we broke up, he had about $3,000 in debt. I realized he was trying to get me to take on that debt, so I ended it with him. Wait, what? He was trying to put his debt on you? Yeah, he was. That's part of the reason I left him. I can't believe this. I never knew any of this about him. It's true, and I know you're probably feeling a little shocked, but that's how things went down. I don't know what to say. But if you're really happy with your situation now, I guess that's all that matters. Yeah, I'm happy now. And besides, I'm going to be a mom soon, too. So I'm not going to worry about how much money he's making because I'm sure it will be enough for us. Hey, have you heard from Kevin? I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Oh, really? That's strange. I even went to Kevin's parents' house, but no one is there. I don't know where he's gone. Could it be he's avoiding meeting both families after finding out we're having a baby? Wait, what? Are you telling me that Kevin hasn't even visited both families for introductions yet? That doesn't make sense. Well, he did say his family is in mourning right now. They're grieving, so it's not the right time for introductions. But once the mourning period ends, he said he'd take me to meet his parents. That's odd. I've never heard anything about a loss in Kevin's family before, though. Maybe he just didn't mention it to you? Or maybe he hasn't been fully honest with you? I've never heard him talk about it, but honestly, the whole situation feels weird. It's almost like he's avoiding something. What do you mean by avoiding? Are you implying that Kevin's running away from this whole situation? Well, it's hard to ignore that he's not exactly acting like someone who's ready to settle down with you. And on top of that, I'm starting to wonder if he's even the father of the baby. What? Are you suggesting that I might be wrong about him being the father? Well, that's a bit much, don't you think? I just have my doubts. I mean, you've been with Kevin for about 5 months, but this whole thing feels rushed. And when I look at everything that's been going on, I wonder about the truth behind it all. It's kind of terrifying the way you're talking, like you're just assuming Kevin's running away from me. Honestly, I think that's exactly what's happening. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not ready to deal with everything right now. You're seriously questioning whether Kevin's the father of this baby? What about you? You don't seem to be very sure about your own situation either. Look, I'm about to have a baby, and this whole thing is getting complicated. But I have to deal with it. I can't just run away from the situation. Well, I can't say I'm not worried myself. But you really need to figure out where you stand, especially since you're dealing with this all by yourself. By the way, where are you living right now? I need to know because I plan to have my baby there. Wait, what? You want to have the baby at my place? Well, yeah, I need your address. You're the only one I can rely on right now. But I'm living abroad right now. After I broke up with Kevin, I started dating someone else. Not long after, he got a job overseas and proposed to me, so I decided to go with him. You're moving abroad? Seriously? Yes, my job is flexible enough to work from anywhere. And since he's gone, I'm going with him. I'll make it work.
That's so sudden. You're leaving and moving on with your life like this?
I know. It seems fast, but he's a great guy, and I'm happy with the decision. I never thought it would turn out this way.
Wow, I can't believe you're moving on so quickly, especially after everything with Kevin. And here I am, struggling with my situation. How is it that you're happy while I'm stuck here with all this uncertainty?
Well, sometimes life just works out differently than we expect. But don't worry, you'll figure it out too. I know things are tough right now, but I'm here for you.
I guess. It just feels like everything's falling apart while you're out there living your life.
I understand, but life doesn't always go as planned. We just have to roll with it and keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. After that, I never heard from my sister again. She had always been the kind of person who wanted everything. From a young age, she'd never been satisfied with what she had, always seeking something more. More attention, more affection, more possessions. It was part of her nature, a trait that made her both loved and frustratingly unpredictable. But this time, the things she wanted weren't just material possessions. She wanted something that no one could give her without consequences. She wanted things that went beyond the realm of what was acceptable, and that desire led her down a path that she couldn't turn back from. She'd always been impulsive, quick to act on her desires without considering the aftermath, but this time, the cost was so much higher than I think she ever anticipated. Her choices had caught up with her in ways that I could never have imagined, and the consequences of those choices were devastating, not just for her, but for the entire family. The toll it took on everyone was immeasurable, and even now, I'm not sure if she truly grasps the weight of what she's done. I found out that before she started dating Kevin, she had been involved with a married man, and not just casually involved. She'd been carrying on an affair with him up until the day before she and Kevin began their relationship. The timing of it all was so staggeringly bad, so incredibly thoughtless, that it made everything else seem like a small mistake by comparison. But it wasn't just a bad decision, it was a series of choices, each one leading to the next until the situation spiraled out of control. The man she had been seeing wasn't just any man. He was married, with a family. And the worst part? She was carrying his child. The father of her unborn child was the very man who had a wife and children of his own. As if that wasn't enough, once his wife discovered the affair and found out about the pregnancy, she went straight to a lawyer, filing a lawsuit for damages. By the time my sister entered her final trimester, the legal papers were already being served. The timing was impeccable, so perfect that it seemed almost like it had been planned. Like everything had been orchestrated from the start. It didn't take long for my parents to find out, and the news hit them like a freight train. They were in complete and utter shock, unable to comprehend what was happening. The reality of it all settled over them like a heavy fog, and I could tell it was taking a toll on them, emotionally, physically, even mentally. My mother, who had always been the pillar of strength in our family, became withdrawn and pale, almost as if the weight of the situation had physically drained the life out of her. My father, usually so composed, spent his nights pacing the house, talking in circles, unable to process the gravity of it all. In the midst of all this chaos, my sister gave birth. The birth of her child was, I suppose, a bittersweet moment. While there was joy in the fact that she had brought a new life into the world, there was also an overwhelming sense of guilt that loomed over everything. I can't imagine what it must have been like for her, holding her newborn baby while knowing the circumstances surrounding its arrival were anything but conventional. There was no joy in that birth for anyone other than the child, who was, through no fault of his own, caught in the middle of a disaster. And yet, even after everything, my sister didn't seem to grasp the full weight of her actions. Instead of staying home to care for her child, she handed the baby to our parents and went straight to work. She picked up multiple jobs, working herself into the ground, all in an attempt to escape the mess she had created. It wasn't just about the money, although that was certainly part of it. It was about the distance. She needed to get away from the stares, the whispered conversations, the judgment. She needed to feel like she was doing something, anything, to get herself out of the hole she had dug for herself. But no matter how hard she worked, it was never enough to erase the past. She couldn't outrun her mistakes no matter how many jobs she took on or how many hours she worked. There was only one time when our parents reached out to me, and it wasn't for support. It was to ask me for money. They needed help paying for some of the legal fees and other expenses that had piled up. I won't lie. It hurt. It hurt because, for once, I wasn't sure what to do. I had always been the one who supported the family, who stepped in when things got tough, but this time, I couldn't help. I couldn't support my sister, not after everything she had done. I refused. I made it clear that I wasn't going to be a part of this anymore. I had no obligation to bail her out of the mess she had created. I told them that I couldn't keep enabling her. It wasn't easy, and I know it hurt my parents, but it was something that had to be done. It was the moment I finally drew a line in the sand and said, no more. I severed ties with her, with the whole situation. It wasn't out of malice, it was just the hard truth. I couldn't be a part of it anymore. That was the last time I spoke to my sister. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Grace? No way, you're alive? Oh, seriously, didn't expect that. I figured the poverty finally got you. Navy? Yeah, it's me. Long time no talk, right? Honestly, I thought you just faded into obscurity or something. Didn't expect to see your name pop up in the group chat. Still makes me laugh. You were like the quietest mouse in the room back then. I didn't think you'd even remember me. Are you kidding? You were like a walking cautionary tale. No offense, but you looked like someone who had to beg for bus fare on a daily basis. Just being real here. Wow, okay, and how exactly did you get my number again? Oh, right, the reunion group message. I saved everyone's numbers when it went out. You weren't hard to find. Your name still screams charity case, after all. Classy as ever, huh? So, hey, rumor has it you're actually coming to the reunion next month? That true? You skipped all 3 of the ones we've had so far since graduation. What made you crawl out from under your rock this time? I wasn't really planning to at first, but Bailey reached out. She's one of the organizers this time. We've stayed in touch since high school. She thought it might be good for me to show my face for once. Oh, Bailey, of course. The 2 of you were always the awkward, socially invisible duo. What did people call you? The mute twins? That was never a real nickname. Maybe not your face. Anyway, makes sense. She probably just didn't want you sitting alone and looking sad again. Bet she's gonna babysit you all night so you don't end up crying in the bathroom. You really haven't changed at all, have you? And why would I? It's not like I peaked in high school. Unlike you, I actually did something with my life. And what's that supposed to mean exactly? Just saying. I live in the real world. You still look like someone who eats instant noodles 5 times a week and calls it fine dining. You know nothing about my life, so if you called just to insult me, you can stop now. Oh no, I did have a reason for reaching out. Besides getting a few laughs. Just wanted to give you a little warning, girl to girl. A warning? Mm-hmm. You're aware that Andrew is gonna be there, right? Yes, I saw his name on the guest list. Why? Don't play dumb. You liked him back in high school. Everyone knew it. You used to stare at him like he was the only person on Earth. Don't try to deny it now. That was over 10 years ago. I've moved on. Sure you have. But I know how girls like you think. Reunion rolls around, you think maybe, just maybe, you've got a shot now. You're hoping he sees you, remembers you, thinks, oh, she was kind of sweet, and boom, you finally get your fairy tale ending. That's not what I'm thinking. Yeah, well, don't get any ideas. Let me make this perfectly clear. He's mine. Excuse me? You heard me. Andrew and I, we've always been in the same league. He's successful now, he's hot, he's literally on TV these days. Entrepreneur, media darling, the whole package. And me, still hot, still fabulous, still the kind of woman who turns heads when she walks into a room. Okay, and this has what to do with me, exactly? You're a potential obstacle. I don't like obstacles. So don't talk to him. Don't look at him like you did in high school. Don't even breathe in his direction. Got it? You sound ridiculous. Besides, he's engaged. Excuse me? Andrew, he's engaged. I saw the announcement online. Nice try. Someone like you from your kind of background does not exactly have access to that kind of info. You really think social media has a class barrier? I I think you lie to make yourself feel important. And trust me, it's not working. You were a nobody in high school, and nothing about you screams success now. Believe what you want, but I've got a steady job, I make enough to live well, and I'm doing just fine. Oh, wow. Did the thrift store promote you to assistant manager or something? Should I clap for you? If it makes you feel better to put me down, go for it. But I'm not the same girl you used to pick on. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Aw, you're finally growing a spine. That's adorable. Still doesn't change the fact that Andrew and I belong together. You can believe that all you want, Navy, but he's taken. And if he loves his fiancée, no reunion flirtation is going to change that. Please, love is a negotiation, and I'm a damn good negotiator. All I need is one night to remind him what kind of woman he should be with. You are unbelievable. You've always thought you were entitled to whatever you wanted, but people grow up. Well, most of us, anyway. Oh, please, spare me the TED Talk. I'm just warning you, stay away from him. Don't embarrass yourself or me. I'm not planning to compete for anything. But if he talks to me, I'm not going to run away either. You don't get to dictate who people speak to. Then you better be ready for consequences. I don't take betrayal lightly. We were never friends, Navy. You can't betray someone who never gave a damn about you. You really think you're clever now, huh? No, I just think I'm tired of pretending you ever mattered. Fine, be that way. But when you're standing alone at that reunion and everyone else is laughing without you, don't say I didn't warn you. Thanks for the heads up. I'll be sure to wear something nice for the occasion. I cannot wait to see you crash and burn. Later, loser. Bye, Navy. Grace? Where are you? The reunion already started, but you're not here yet? Let me guess. You realized how out of place you'd look and canceled last minute, right? Yeah, I knew it. You do have some self-awareness after all. But hey, I'll give you credit for knowing when to back out. Navy? I'm actually on my way to the venue right now. Wait, seriously? You're just now getting there? Late? Oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh, I get it. You're probably trying to do the whole, look at me, I'm trying to stand out thing. It's cute, but honestly, it's not working. But you know what's really sad? Andrew still hasn't arrived. Here I am, the absolute catch, better than ever, looking drop-dead gorgeous at 20-something, and he's missing his chance to marry me. Unbelievable. There was a message in the group chat about him being late, though. Wait, what? Oh, you're right. Looks like he had a work emergency or something. Still, I'm kind of glad. You and I are both running late, huh? Trying to copy Andrew's style to get his attention? Kind of funny. No, I'm not. Oh, relax, it's whatever. But let's see. Andrew's gonna be here in about 30 minutes. That's cool, I've still got time. Guess I'll just freshen up my makeup before he gets here. Gotta look flawless, right? What the hell? Who is that woman standing next to Andrew? Oh, this is impossible. What's going on here? What's your problem now? Is that Amy? The Amy? The model? She's a model? How did she get here? Why is she here? She's not even in our class. She wasn't even at our school. Why is she at our reunion? You really don't see it yet? See what? What are you talking about? Well, every time you text, Amy looks at her phone. You didn't notice? Wait, what? That can't be. What do you mean she's looking at her phone? You're just messing with me, aren't you? Oh, honey. No, I'm not. Look up. She's waving at you right now. No. No way. You can't mean. Don't tell me you're... Yep, that's me. I'm Amy. No, you're lying. You're just trying to mess with my head. You've gotta be. You've gotta be setting me up for some sick joke. I can't believe this. You're telling me you're the same person who used to sit in the back of the class with the glasses too big for her face and the clothes from the discount store? That can't be you. Funny, isn't it? You see, when I cut ties with my family, I started living my life. Finally got a hold of everything I needed. And now, I'm not that girl anymore. I'm a different person, Navy. You wouldn't understand. But trust me, This is me. No, you can't be. This is some kind of sick, twisted game you're playing, isn't it? You and Andrew, you've planned all this. You want revenge on me for how I treated you in high school, don't you? You really think I'd waste my time on petty high school grudges? Come on. It's not about that anymore, Navy. Oh, but it is. It has to be. You're trying to make me look like a fool, like I've done something wrong when it's you who's messed up. You're using Andrew. He's the perfect pawn in your little game of revenge. He wouldn't have married you if you weren't playing him. He wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be with you. But here we are. And Andrew isn't some pawn, Navy. You don't get to control this narrative. You're a liar. You're all lies. He's mine, Grace. He always should have been mine. He would have been mine if it weren't for you, you ugly little act back in school. You think this is the victory you wanted? If I'm being honest, I really don't care who you think he should be with. You think Andrew owes you something, don't you? But guess what? He doesn't. He never did. I don't believe this. This is insane. You're insane. What are you talking about? What are you trying to pull here? I know it's hard to hear. It's hard to accept that someone you thought you could control, someone you thought would be your prize, decided he wanted something better. You can't. I will make him see the truth. I will make him realize that you are just a liar, a manipulator, a fraud. He won't see you for who you really are. He already does, Navy. He already sees me. And that's why you're not a part of his life anymore. You think you've won. You think Andrew really wants you? He'll leave you once he sees the real you. He'll see through you. I'll make sure of it. Why don't you check Andrew's social media? You follow him, don't you? What does that matter? Of course I follow him. I need to know what's going on with him. I can't let you... Then you should take a good look at his most recent post. What's this? No. You can't be serious. It says, this morning, I married Amy. It's true. We got married today. We've been keeping it under wraps, but we decided today was the right time to share it. Andrew wanted to take the moment away from you. He wanted to show you that his life isn't about being caught up in your drama anymore. No, that's not possible. You are lying. Andrew would never. He wouldn't choose you. And yet, here we are. You're clinging to the past, but he's moved on. You're still stuck in the idea that he's yours, that you deserve him, but you don't. Not anymore. This isn't over. I'll make sure Andrew sees the truth. He'll understand. He'll come back. You really don't get it. Let me make it clear for you. You've crossed a line. Andrew's been telling me everything about how you've been stalking him, how you show up at his office, how you send him 50 messages a day, how you've been showing up at his house uninvited. You're a stalker, Navy. No! I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to get his attention. I just wanted to be with him. That's not love, Navy. That's obsession. You've made him uncomfortable. You've scared him. You've ruined every chance you had with him. And if you don't stop, I'll have no choice but to take legal action. No, I won't let you take him from me. You can't do this. I won't let this happen. It already has. And there's nothing you can do about it. Why are you doing this to me? You can't just ruin my life like this. You've already done that yourself. You think you've won? I'll make sure of it. You'll see. Don't contact him again. Don't contact me again. And if you show up at Andrew's workplace again or try to find his home address, I'll have no choice but to involve the police. You're lying. You're both lying. I'll tell everyone the truth. Everyone already knows. We've told them. What? How? How do you... My lawyer's on standby. He's ready to help Andrew and me take this further if necessary. But that's up to you. Stop while you're ahead, Navy. This isn't over. I won't let you win. I won't let him forget me. It's already done. Don't waste any more of your time. Goodbye, Navy. Can't just walk away from this. You can't just ruin my life like this. It's already over. And it was never about you to begin with. Not long after the incident began to unfold, Navy tried to quietly slip away from the venue. Maybe she thought no one would notice. Maybe she believed she could escape the consequences like she had so many times before. But this time, she wasn't so lucky. Andrew and a few of the other reunion organizers, who had already been made aware of the situation, acted quickly. Without drawing attention or causing a scene, they calmly positioned themselves near the exits, making sure Navy had nowhere to run. It wasn't dramatic or loud, just subtle, firm, and inevitable. She was cornered by the truth, and this time there was no easy way out. Before long, Navy's father arrived. Apparently someone had informed him ahead of time, and he'd rushed over as soon as he could. When he entered the room and saw his daughter, his expression didn't show shock or confusion. It was more like disappointment. A quiet, heavy kind of disappointment, like he had suspected this was coming all along. Andrew and the others handed Navy over to him without argument. No one needed to say anything. The look in her father's eyes said enough. He would be dealing with this personally. A few days later, both Andrew and I received a formal apology from her father. He was calm, composed, and deeply respectful. He explained that because of his position at work, he couldn't allow his daughter to end up with a criminal record. It would reflect poorly on him, his family, and everything he had built over the years. But he didn't make excuses. He didn't try to defend her actions or shift the blame. Instead, he promised us, earnestly, that Navy would never come near either of us again. He would make sure of it. And the way he said it, I believed him. A few months later, and word eventually reached me through a mutual acquaintance, Navy had gotten married. Apparently her new husband was one of her father's subordinates, a man chosen more for formality and convenience than love. The marriage had been arranged quickly, almost like it was part of her father's plan to redirect her life and salvage what he could of her future. But here's the part that struck me the most. Her new in-laws were just as strict and unyielding as her father, maybe even more so. They were a family of deep traditions, rigid expectations, and zero tolerance for misbehavior. Navy, who had once lived so freely and selfishly, now found herself living under intense scrutiny. According to the same acquaintance, Navy was struggling. Her new mother-in-law in particular was relentless, constantly correcting her, criticizing her, teaching her the proper way to behave as a wife in their household. Every little mistake was noted. Every failure was met with scolding, and Navy, who had once manipulated others without consequence, now cried quietly into her pillow at night, trying not to let anyone hear. It was strange to hear, not satisfying exactly, but sobering. The choices she made had finally caught up with her, just not in the way she expected. No court, no handcuffs, no headlines, but a quiet, relentless kind of justice, the kind that doesn't make noise but never goes away. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Anna, you're shutting yourself in your room again. Dad and Minnie left for work already. You're being so lazy from early morning on a weekday. Gosh.
I'm not being lazy. I woke up the earliest and made breakfast. I cleaned the bathroom and did the laundry too.
That doesn't give you the reason to stay in your room forever. You're always at home. You could at least do all that. Oh my. I'm going to work too. I put the list of job advertisements I got yesterday on the table. Make sure you check it out later.
I've been telling you that I don't need them. I told you so many times. Why do you keep on bringing them to me?
You don't even understand why. Listen, our family is not rich enough to look after someone jobless. You suddenly quit your job 2 months ago, and you stay at home all day long playing on your computer. We can't look after someone like you. Go find a new job.
Gosh, Mom, I've been telling you so many times already. I haven't quit my job. The company policy changed, and I started working from home since 2 months ago, and I do my job at home now. I told you I'm getting paid the same amount as before.
You're lying again. I know it's hard to honestly tell me that you got fired, but there's no way I'll believe a lie so unbelievable. What kind of side job would allow someone to work from home? There's no way you make as much money as before.
Why can't you understand? I showed you my work environment, how I worked. I even gave you a glimpse of me having a remote meeting with my boss. I showed you my pay slip, too. Why are you so suspicious?
I know they were all made up just to justify yourself shutting yourself in your room. The only thing you were always good at were coming up with excuses to skip work.
Why do you think I'm making all of these up? They're all real.
Ugh. Minnie is going out to work every day and even contributes some of her money to the family, but her sister...
From my perspective, Dad understands my work to some extent, but you, Mom, on the other hand, Dad doesn't really care, to be honest.
If you think you can depend on us financially forever, you're wrong. If you're not going to find a job, I am kicking you out.
Okay. Once you get home, I'll explain it to you again. Just make sure you don't interrupt my work. If you cut off our electricity like before and scream while I'm having my meeting...
You're just playing on your computer. You can't call that your job. Make sure you check the job advertisements.
Hey, Mom, I can't find my computer. You're interrupting my work again? Gosh, when I was going to the convenience store for a while, where did you hide it? Where are you?
I'm taking a break at the cafe right now. I broke your computer and dumped it. I just took it to the rubbish dump.
What? You broke it?
I had enough. My anger exploded today. When I got back from work, you were nowhere to be found, and the job advertisements I left on the table was untouched. Your computer was still on, too. This is why you can't find a new job.
Wait a minute. What are you thinking? You broke my computer and dumped it?
If I don't do that, you would never find a job. This should motivate you to find a job. Buy a new computer with your own salary after finding a job.
Stop being ridiculous. How many times did I explain this to you? I didn't quit my job. I'm just working from home. I told you that I'm using my computer for my job. What am I going to do? I had something to finish due tomorrow.
Gosh, you're trying to lie again, saying things that sound realistic. Stop saying nonsense and try to find a new job. If you don't want to, I'm gonna kick you out. A jobless daughter living off her parents like you should move out.
Okay. You want me to leave, huh?
What? Are you moving out?
I guess it's useless to say anything to you, Mom. Cutting off electricity and screaming because of a stupid misunderstanding? Then you even break my computer. I can't continue my job in this environment.
Huh? How dare you say that? I have been looking after you for 2 months and even helped you look for a new job. Okay, then move out. I don't need an embarrassment in my house.
All right, I'm leaving. I'll cut relations with you too. I won't help you out no matter what happens to you.
There would never be a time when I would want to ask for your help. Just leave, you ungrateful child.
A month later.
Hey, Anna, what's going on?
What? I'm busy right now.
What do you mean, what? We suddenly received an invoice today. It says we have to pay them $3,500. You must have bought something using my name. How much trouble do you want to cause us?
Ugh, you are so delusional as always. I didn't buy anything. Check the name of the person who sent you the invoice. It must be from my company.
Huh? Oh, you're right. It's from the company you used to work for.
The company I used to work for? I still work for them, though.
Then what is this money for? Don't tell me you messed up at work and got fired as a punishment. Oh, it can't be compensation money, right?
I'm telling you, I wasn't fired. First of all, the invoice is asking you to compensate for them.
Huh? Me?
Mom, you broke my computer. I had it home and dumped it. That wasn't my computer, but actually what I was borrowing from my company. So I'm going to ask you to compensate because you're the one who broke it.
Huh? Oh, it doesn't make sense. Why do I have to pay money to the company you don't even work for now?
It's up to you if you don't want to pay. But if you don't, we agreed that we'll sue you for property damage and business interference. I think it would be cheaper for you if you pay now.
You're gonna sue me? What do you mean?
Because you broke my computer, we weren't able to get our work done that was due the next day. It didn't end up in a disaster because we had backup, but in the worst case scenario, it could have caused trust issues. I could have been really fired. Using the payment slip from the rubbish dump with your signature and the fact that you've been disturbing our work a couple of times during our remote meeting, they trusted me that it wasn't my fault, and they agreed to settle it with just compensation money.
What do you mean? You're telling me this all so suddenly? It doesn't make sense.
It does. You're just not making an effort to understand. Mom, your way of thinking is too old-fashioned now, so you choose between compensating for the computer or being sued for property damage and business interference.
Okay, all right then. I don't really understand what's happening, but it should be fine as long as I pay. Gosh, you keep on making me spend money on you. I hope you can learn from Minnie.
Let me tell you, but my sister, who you're so proud of, hasn't been going to work since half a year ago.
Huh? What do you mean?
Minnie didn't get along with the seniors at work and quit her job just after 2 months of working there. The other day I saw her walking with a middle-aged man, so when I asked her, she told me so. She says she pretends to go to work and gets money from her sugar daddy now.
What did you say? Sugar daddy?
Minnie told me to keep it a secret. Well, to be exact, she said, it's no use to tell Mom because she doesn't believe a word you say. It's true, so I never dared say it, but this would be our last time talking to each other, so I thought I might tell you.
You must be lying. There's no way Minnie would do something like that.
It's up to you whether you believe it or not. By the way, Minnie hasn't been contributing financially to the household using the money she got from her sugar daddy. You've been saying Minnie has been contributing financially, but you were just misunderstanding that the money I've been contributing was from Minnie. No matter how many times I tried to explain, you never listened, so I gave up at one point.
What? Then the $3,000 that's been transferred to our account every month?
That's from my salary.
Well, I'm stopping that from next month.
You paid for my university and allowed me to stay at home even after I got a job, so I'd been trying to return the favor. But if you say you don't need me, I guess I can stop all that.
No, wait! I guess I've been misunderstanding you all along. You've actually been working all this time and contributing to the household financially. I broke your computer without knowing anything. I'm very sorry. I'll definitely compensate for the computer, so...
Even if you apologize now, I'm not going back. It's no use crying over spilled milk. My dad, who's accepting but prefers to stay out of matters, my spoiled sister, who pretends like all my achievements are hers, and my mom, who attacks me out of misunderstandings. I'm tired of all of you. I have more work left to do, so goodbye.
Wait a minute! Anna!
After story. Since then, my mom called my phone and even my company numerous times, but I ignored all of them. And as I announced, I stopped sending them money as well. She even barged into my office, but because I worked from home, she couldn't meet me. And she gave up, then left after apologizing and compensating for the computer. After that, Mom and my sister got into a huge fight over her having a sugar daddy. My dad, who had no interest usually, even got mad at Minnie, so she ran away. I heard that the atmosphere in my parents' house is awful, as if someone had passed away. She did kick me out, but I feel kind of sorry for her. She might not be the best parent, but she did take care of me until I grew up to be an adult. Looks like she does regret what she did, so after my anger calms down, I'm thinking of getting in touch with her again. Well, only if she doesn't interrupt my work.
Hey, Robert Hart, why are you not here? Lunch break is already over.
Hello, Mr. Keller.
You dare to reply with a hello? Do you know what time it is now? I wonder what you're doing skipping work.
I applied for a leave this afternoon.
What?
I already left work.
Huh? You think you're good enough to leave early?
No, I applied for this early leave a month ago.
Okay, so good at coming up with excuses, huh? How brave of you to brag about your happiness.
I'm not bragging.
Don't think you're better than me just because you're getting married.
I'm not thinking like that.
Gosh, so annoying.
Excuse me, sir. Can you choose your words wisely?
What?
You might be my boss, but there are things you're not supposed to say. My company has already allowed me to take an early leave. I've also finished all my work assigned to me to prevent any delays. I don't understand why you have to complain.
Huh? Wow, look at how rude you're talking to me.
I know that I'm being rude, but considering the era we're living in, people might consider it harassment if you use harsh words towards other employees. I recommend you be more careful. I'm sorry to say this in the middle of a conversation, but I'm in a rush, so I'll go offline now.
Huh. I'll let you off the hook this time.
Jane!
Oh, Robert, how was work today?
Sorry, I think I'll be 10 minutes late. I got on the bus that came after the one I was planning to go on, but I'm on my way to the wedding hall.
Okay, got it. You'll be on time for our meeting with our wedding planner, so don't worry.
I'm really sorry. My boss suddenly messaged me when I got off the train. I can't walk and text back, so I stopped to text, and then I missed my bus.
Oh, is it from your boss you always talk about?
Yep, he's the one. My leave for this afternoon was approved already, but he complained to me.
Oh, he's jealous.
You think so?
Yep, think about it. His wife divorced him because he spent too much on a hostess. Then at the same time, you announced at your office that you were getting married. He literally stomped his foot in frustration, probably.
Oh.
I wonder why someone like him is the department head.
Actually, he's pretty good at his job.
Really? Well, we didn't do anything wrong, so we shouldn't worry much.
Yup, of course. Oh, I'm about to arrive at the bus stop where I'm supposed to get off.
Okay, I'll be waiting near the entrance.
Hey, Hart!
Hello, sir. What is it?
I saw the invitation for your wedding you gave out at the office today. But is your fiancée named Jane?
Oh, yes.
I remember you saying that she was from Wyoming.
That's right.
Okay.
What about it?
Nothing really. I just thought it was a good name.
Okay.
Well, I'll of course attend your wedding as your boss. You better welcome me properly on the day.
Hey, Jane. You went somewhere after getting ready, but what happened? I heard you already put on your wedding dress, so I bet you didn't go too far. Jane? Is anything wrong? Your parents are also worried. What happened? Please, you have to reply to me.
Hey, Hart.
Oh, boss, I'm sorry. I'm a bit busy right now. If you have anything, I'm sorry, but I'll get back to you again later.
No, you don't have to. I know why you're busy right now. Your bride ran away from the hall in her wedding dress.
Huh? Why do you know that?
The bride is right next to me now.
What?
I was waiting for this chance. The bride is mine.
What do you mean?
I never told you this, but Jane is mine.
Huh? What are you saying? I'm sure you and Jane don't know each other.
Nope, we loved each other behind your back.
It really doesn't make sense.
Then let me tell you the definite truth. The baby Jane is pregnant with is mine.
Huh? Pregnant?
You know what? Girls are scary. Her face is so different from the time she was wearing heavy makeup when she worked as a hostess.
Hostess?
She was uglier than I thought, but she's pregnant with my baby, so she's mine. Jane looks like she wanted to marry you in your 20s rather than a guy who was in his 40s like me, but I guess it's not as easy as it seems. My ex-wife was infertile, and during the 12 years of marriage, she never got pregnant. My mom can finally see her grandchild. Well, I'll have to punish Jane for trying to dump me and my mom. I'll have her move in with my parents starting tomorrow and adore her lots.
Boss, I don't think she's my fiancée.
Huh?
Jane just came back.
What?
She forgot something in the car, so she went to the parking lot in her wedding dress, but she got lost on her way back because she didn't know where the back room was. And it looks like she'd been lost in the wedding venue all along. The staff found her and showed her the way back.
Wait, what are you saying?
First of all, Jane is not pregnant.
No way! You said your fiancée's name was Jane and she's from Wyoming! Jane told me so!
I bet she coincidentally had the same name and was from the same state.
But Jane is right next to me now!
Boss, where are you now?
I'm back at my apartment.
Actually, there was another couple who was having their wedding today at the same venue, but the bride is missing and she's pregnant.
What?
Don't tell me.
Wait a minute. There was another wedding going on?
Yes. Today there were two couples having a wedding, Jane and I and another couple.
Then the bride who's next to me?
Ask her name and her job.
Her name is Jennifer. She works as a public officer.
Then I guess you misunderstood her for someone else.
But she looked exactly like Jane from the back and has the same aura.
I guess they just looked similar to each other.
No way! I just wanted to make Jane my bride! Hey! A police car is in front of my apartment for some reason!
Yep, one of the bride's relatives called the police on you.
What the hell?
Of course they will, because you kidnapped someone. I think you should just follow what they tell you.
Robert, how's it going with your boss?
Oh, things are calming down. I'm sorry about all the trouble.
Well, it was a bit troublesome, but we did manage to have a smooth wedding, although it started a bit late. I feel so sorry for the bride who got mistaken as Jane, the hostess.
Yeah, me too. By the way, my colleague showed me a photo of Jane, the hostess.
Your colleague had a photo?
He said he took a photo when the boss took him to a club. She did have a similar aura as the bride who was mistaken for her. Her face was also similar. You might question that she'd look that way with a different kind of makeup on her. In the end, she was just a stranger who looked like her.
Oh, I see.
I heard that the wedding they had to cancel that day was rescheduled to another day.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
The bride turns out to be pretty tough. The reason why she kept quiet when Boss kidnapped her was that she was waiting for the chance to fight back. I heard that she tackled him at last to escape when he was panicking after the police car arrived.
Wow, I'm relieved that she wasn't traumatized. Oh, I have to go back to packing.
Yeah, you're right, me too.
See you tomorrow then. We'll move in our stuff to our new house in the morning. Take good care of me for the rest of my life, Mr. Husband.
Yup, you too, my wife. After my boss was taken to the police station, he got arrested also for obstructing the performance of public officers. By the way, it was already proven that Jane the hostess is pregnant with another man's baby, so she decided to quit being a hostess and get married. But my boss misunderstood everything. Jane is pregnant with my baby, and my junior at work is trying to marry Jane. The result of his misunderstanding was this chaos. The couple agreed to settle things peacefully, but they only did it so that he can pay them compensation money and cover for their wedding expenses. So boss would have had to pay more than $100,000, but obviously he also got fired from work, so he really lost his position in society. I'm sure a life of hell is waiting for him.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.